Hello, my name is Yulia Hurva. This is News Pulse at UATV. Welcome to the daily segment. Today in the episode. New Wildberries facility is on fire in Leningrad region this time. Total losses of Russian sellers have already reached $3.5 billion. Ukraine's successful counterattack foils Russian plans near Slavyansk. Russia is faced with a shortage of vessels for exporting coal through the Black Sea after regular Ukrainian attacks. Fires have broken out in warehouse areas in the village of Krasny Bor in Russia's Leningrad region. Yes, again. The location is home to logistics centers belonging to Wildberries, Russia's largest online retailer, and Lenta. The Wildberries warehouse covers an area of 154,000 square meters, while the Lenta warehouse occupies 70,000 square meters. Ukrainian drones began targeting warehouses operated by Wildberries in mid-July, with more than a dozen facilities from southern Russia to the Urals affected. Wildberries has lost at least 17% of its warehouse capacity, and sellers on the platform has suffered losses approaching $3.5 billion, according to Russian media estimates based on expert analysis. On the night of August 4, multiple explosions rocked several Russian regions amid attacks by Ukrainian drones. In the city of Syzran, Samara region, a local oil refinery was hit. Following the explosions, Russians reported on social media that a huge column of black smoke was visible over the region. Local officials, however, declined to comment on the aftermath of the attack. Large Russian refineries and oil tankers, as well as sea and major pipeline infrastructure, were hit at least 30 times last month, according to Bloomberg. That's the second highest monthly number of strikes since Russia's full-scale invasion. In the first half of July, Kyiv focused its attacks on oil refineries, including one in Omsk, which is Russia's largest, and located over 2,500 kilometers from Ukraine's border. That's forced producers to sell near-record amounts of crude abroad as their plants reduced processing rates to the lowest since May 2002. President Volodymyr Zelensky has said Ukraine is in talks with 10 countries and 12 defense companies on the development of Freya, a joint European anti-ballistic missile defense system. According to the president, the system will be quick to produce and will have the advantage of being combat-tested. Zelensky added that the anti-ballistic coalition and the Freya project remain open to new members and can strengthen Europe's collective security.
The first track within the anti-ballistic coalition is Freya. It should be our anti-ballistic system, open to the European partners who have helped us throughout this war and through all the challenges we have faced. We have the missiles and the launcher, but we're missing some components. We have brought together partner countries that have the specific elements we need. We are open to partners. We will need both crucial components for this system and funding. Countries that do not have the relevant production capabilities but currently have Patriot missiles and provide them, investing those missiles in our ability to defend our skies, are very welcome to join this anti-ballistic coalition.
The Ukrainian Defense Forces successfully counterattacked and thwarted the Russian army's plans in the Slavyansk sector, the Institute for the Study of War reported. According to American analysts, Russian forces attempted offensives on this sector on the front on August 1st and 2nd, but were again unsuccessful. Meanwhile, the invaders are increasingly using guided bombs in an attempt to prepare the battlefield for a future offensive of Slavyansk. There are also creating conditions for sabotage and assault groups to infiltrate Konstantinivka. Russia is faced with a shortage of vessels for exporting coal through the Black Sea after regular Ukrainian attacks. At the end of the year, the number of available ships in the region dropped to 97 units. This is 28% less than last year. The reason is that insurance companies are refused to issue insurance for ships that enter the Azov and Black Seas. Through this, vessels have been redirected to other waters. Moreover, due to shortage of the fleet and the increase of freight rates, Russian exporters have not concluded a single deal to sell coal in the Black Sea over the past week. Italian military personnel boarded the sanctioned tanker Paio. The Italian Ministry of Defense reported that the operation was conducted to verify the vessel's nationality and the legality of its flag registration. The tanker was sailing under the Cameroonian flag, as was the Delaware, which was intercepted by the French Navy in the Mediterranean Sea in last June. More in our next story for you.
On the morning of August 2nd, the crew of the flagship of the European mission Irini, Thion de Revel, with support from a Greek ship and a Polish patrol aircraft, intercepted the oil tanker Paio in the Mediterranean Sea. The vessel is under European Union sanctions and is suspected of links to the Russian Shadow Fleet. After the captain refused to allow inspectors on board, Italian military personnel landed on the ship by helicopter and carried out the necessary inspection.
The operation, conducted in international waters under a European mandate, was carried out in full compliance with Article 110 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which allows a warship, under the prescribed conditions, to carry out the necessary checks of the nationality of a merchant vessel and the flag under which it is entitled to sail, from a publication on the website of the Italian Ministry of Defense.
In June, the European Union expanded the mandate of the naval operation Irini in the Mediterranean, allowing inspections of vessels that Russia may use to circumvent sanctions. The same mandate was given to the forces of Operation EUNAVFOR Atalanta in the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean.
Every illicit voyage helps sustain Russia's war machine. We are matching our sanctions with action at sea. Kaja Kallas, High Representative of the EU for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, on social network X.
Since then, oil tankers of the Russian Shadow Fleet have been repeatedly detained and inspected. In June, the United Kingdom detained the tanker Smirtos in the English Channel, while French forces stopped the vessel deliver off the coast of Sicily. In July, a joint EU mission intercepted the MV South Star. According to analysts, this shows that Europe is moving towards a systemic fight against the Russian Shadow Fleet.
This is not an isolated case. This is a system. We see that such stories are emerging more and more often. You know the classic phrase, "Wait, was that allowed?" Well, Europe has realized that it is allowed. You board the ship, you seize it, and you continue. I believe everything needs to be properly codified in law, right up to the point where everything found on the detained vessels can be sold for the benefit of the countries that detain them.
In addition to helping the aggressor country finance the continuation of the war against Ukraine, the Shadow Fleet poses a direct environmental threat. As Reuters reports, an oil spill from the sanctioned tanker Caroline Bezenji continues to spread off the coast of Oman. The vessel left Novorossiysk on its voyage. Experts estimate that damage to the hull and the monsoon season could significantly increase the scale of pollution.
Darker oil patches indicate that at least one of the crude oil storage tanks has been breached and oil is leaking from the vessel, Wim Zwijnenberg, expert at the organization PAX, from a Reuters report.
According to the Ukrainian partisan movement Atesh, the Russian command has decided to strengthen the protection of tankers and gas carriers in the Black and Azov Seas. Russian warships are escorting vessels in the English Channel, the Baltic Sea, and off the coast of Africa.
European countries must make it clear to Russia, escorting Shadow Fleet tankers by warships, tankers that, I stress, formally have no connection to Russia, will be perceived as a military threat. And the warships themselves will be regarded as legitimate military targets of a state whose actions violate the security of the countries off whose coasts they are sailing.
The United States is also ready to increase pressure on Russia's oil industry. The U.S. Senate has supported a bill tightening sanctions against Russia and Iran. The document provides not only for new restrictions on the Russian energy sector, but also for record tariffs on the largest buyers of Russian oil and gas. A separate section concerns the owners, operators, insurers, and captains of Shadow Fleet vessels.
So it's not just sanctions, it's the tariffs to ensure that they can no longer benefit from selling their oil and gas through the Shadow Fleet. John Shaheen, United States Senator.
It is known that the final vote on the bill may take place in September, after Congress returns from recess. Reported by Dmytro Shulha, UATV News.
That's it for today. I'm Yulia Herwan. Thank you very much for watching this segment. We appreciate your time and effort a lot. Please also share, comment, subscribe to EA TV. We got you covered on whatever tomorrow holds for all of us, always in Ukrainian perspective. Stay safe and see you tomorrow.